Let continue the chosen vampire. Shadows of the Darkmoon Kingdom. Please try and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Arnold, Rurik, Elara, and Kaelith begin their trek across the desolate plains. The vast land is eerily quiet, with nothing but the sound of the wind and their footsteps to break the silence. Dark clouds swirl ominously above, as though warning them of the dangers ahead. As they travel, Elara senses faint traces of dark magic in the air. She explains that Darkmoon's presence is so strong that it warps the land around his fortress. The group grows uneasy, knowing they are drawing closer to their enemy. Kaelith offers to scout ahead, using his massive wings to soar above the plains. From the sky, he spots a ruined village in the distance. The group decides to make their way there, hoping to find shelter and clues about Darkmoon's forces. When they arrive at the village, they find it abandoned and lifeless. The buildings are crumbling and the air is thick with despair. Arnold notices claw marks and scorch marks on the walls, signs of a battle long past. As they explore the ruined village, Elara senses the lingering presence of souls trapped by Darkmoon's magic. She explains that Darkmoon's dark spells often bind the spirits of his victims, preventing them from finding peace. While searching one of the houses, Arnold discovers an old diary belonging to a villager. The diary describes how Darkmoon's soldiers attacked the village, taking the men as slaves and the children as hostages. The final entry ends abruptly with a plea for help. Rurik's anger boils over as he reads the diary, remembering how his own family suffered similar cruelty. Arnold places a reassuring hand on his shoulder, reminding him that they must stay focused on their mission. Elara performs a spell to release the trapped souls, allowing them to move on to the afterlife. A faint glow envelopes the village as the spirits ascend, and for the first time, the group feels a sense of hope amid the desolation. As the sun sets, the group sets up camp near the outskirts of the village. Kaelith keeps watch from above, his amber eyes scanning the horizon for danger. The others sit around a fire, discussing their next move. Elara suggests taking a detour to avoid the main road leading to Darkmoon's fortress. She warns that the road is likely heavily guarded by Darkmoon soldiers. Rurik agrees, preferring to rely on stealth rather than brute force. Suddenly, Kaelith roars from above, signaling danger. A group of vampire soldiers emerges from the shadows, their red eyes glowing menacingly. The soldiers are armed with enchanted weapons designed to counter magic and dragon fire. Arnold draws his silver sword, while Rurik shifts into his werewolf form, ready to fight. Elara casts protective spells around the group as the battle begins. Despite the soldiers' strength, the group works together to defeat them, proving their growing bond as a team. After the ambush, the group decides to take Elara's suggested detour through an enchanted forest. The forest is alive with magic, its trees glowing faintly and its air humming with energy. Elara explains that the forest is protected by ancient spells that repel Darkmoon's forces. However, it is also filled with magical traps and illusions designed to test those who enter. She warns the group to stay close and trust her guidance. As they navigate the forest, they encounter strange creatures made of light and shadow. Some are harmless, but others attack without warning. Arnold's combat skills and Rurik's brute strength prove invaluable, while Elara's magic keeps them on the right path. The group eventually comes across a massive tree with glowing runes carved into its trunk. Elara deciphers the runes, which reveal a prophecy about a chosen one destined to defeat a great evil. The prophecy strengthens Arnold's resolve, reminding him of his purpose. Deeper into the forest, the group finds themselves in a clearing surrounded by mist. As they step forward, the mist thickens, separating them into individual illusions. Each member is forced to confront their greatest fear. Arnold finds himself facing a vision of Darkmoon, who taunts him with his mother's death. Darkmoon mocks Arnold's weakness, claiming he will fail to protect those he loves. Arnold's anger flares, but he remembers Magnus' teachings and refuses to let fear control him. Rurik is confronted by a vision of his family in chains, calling out for his help. He struggles with guilt and self-doubt, but he pushes through, driven by his promise to freedom. Elara faces a vision of herself failing to protect her village, with everyone blaming her for their suffering. She overcomes her fear by focusing on her desire to make amends and fight for a better future. When the illusions fade, the group reunites in the clearing, each member stronger for having faced their fears. They realize that their bond as a team will help them overcome any challenge. After surviving the forest illusions, the group stumbles upon a hidden sanctuary deep within the woods. The sanctuary is an ancient structure carved into the base of a mountain, glowing faintly with magical energy. Elara recognizes it as a safe haven for those resisting Darkmoon's rule. Inside, they find a group of rebels who have been hiding from the Vampire King's forces. The rebels, though weary, welcome the group with cautious hope. Arnold shares their mission, and the leader of the rebels, an elderly elf named Eldrin, listens intently. Eldrin reveals that the sanctuary was once a stronghold for a forgotten order that fought against Darkmoon long ago. The group spends the night resting and gathering supplies. Eldrin warns them of the challenges ahead, but his words are filled with encouragement. He gifts Arnold a magical talisman, said to protect its wearer from dark magic. The group leaves the sanctuary, heading towards the Plains of Despair, a barren wasteland leading directly to Darkmoon's fortress. The land is scarred and lifeless, drained of energy by Darkmoon's magic. Kaelith flies above the group, scanning the horizon. The dragon warns of a patrol of vampire soldiers heading their way. The group decides to hide among the jagged rocks scattered across the plains. As the soldiers pass, Arnold notices a prisoner being dragged along. The prisoner is a young man battered and chained, who pleads for mercy. Arnold's sense of justice burns, and he insists they must intervene. Despite the risks, the group launches a surprise attack. Rurik's strength, Elara's magic, and Kaelith's firepower overwhelm the soldiers. They free the prisoner, who tearfully thanks them and reveals that he was taken from a nearby village destroyed by Darkmoon's forces. As night falls, the group finally catches sight of Darkmoon's fortress in the distance. The massive structure looms against the dark sky, its spires twisting unnaturally, as though the fortress itself is alive. Elara warns that the fortress is heavily protected by magical wards. She begins formulating a plan to disable them, explaining that they will need to find and destroy the runes anchoring the wards. Kaelith suggests using his ability to fly the group closer to the fortress under the cover of darkness. Though risky, the group agrees that it is their best chance of approaching undetected. As they prepare to rest for the night, Arnold reflects on how far they've come. He feels the weight of the prophecy on his shoulders, but draws strength from his friend's unwavering support. Under the cover of night, Kaelith flies the group closer to the fortress, keeping low to avoid detection. The fortress looms larger with each passing moment, its dark energy almost suffocating. Elara uses her magic to locate the first rune anchoring the magical wards. The group lands near the base of the fortress and moves stealthily through the shadows. Rurik uses his enhanced senses to detect approaching guards, allowing the group to avoid them. When they reach the rune, Elara begins casting a spell to destroy it. However, the spell triggers a defensive mechanism, and the group is ambushed by vampire soldiers. A fierce battle ensues, with Arnold and Rurik fighting side by side, while Kaelith and Elara provide support. Despite the odds, the group manages to destroy the rune. The magical barrier around the fortress weakens slightly, but Elara warns that there are more runes to find and destroy before they can enter. The group retreats to a safe distance to regroup after the battle. Though exhausted, they are encouraged by their small victory. Kaelith uses his dragon fire to create a temporary barrier around their hiding spot, giving them time to recover. As they rest, Arnold reflects on the strength and courage of his friends. He realizes that their combined abilities are what make them capable of challenging Darkmoon. Together, they are stronger than they ever could be alone. Elara studies the magical map, identifying the locations of the remaining runes. She estimates that they will need to destroy at least 3 more to fully disable the wards protecting the fortress. The episode ends with the group setting out once more, their determination unshaken. Darkmoon's fortress looms ahead, but a glimmer of hope shines in their hearts as they prepare for the battles yet to come. Thanks for watching. Please click the Ace Animation Studio subscribe button, like, comment, and share for more interesting videos like this.